John Lennon was brought into the emergency room just before 11 p.m.
Okay, I'm here to tell you about my encounter with Rick Springfield. I wanted to be able to say I met Rick Springfield, but I didn't. It was so fast, it was over in a second. I went last Wednesday to Anderson Bookshops in Naperville, Illinois, where Rick was signing his, I guess it's a bestseller now, Late at Night. I haven't even started reading it yet because the reviews I've been reading, I'm kind of scared. I don't want the Rick Springfield of my fantasy to be dashed by this sex-addicted whore. Where are the tiaras? I couldn't decide which one. You know how that is. Which one's the best? You never can tell. You can never be sure which tiara is going to be right for the situation. I did take Rick a swag bag. So I took him a baseball cap with the Mother Hoot logo on there. The infamous Rick Springfield picture, which I did myself in Photoshop. And I wrote on the back, like I always say to people, look how the eyes are going straight for the tiara. Do you see that? Do you see those eyes? I wrote that on the back of it and thought it was cute and clever. We get there and people are lined up inside, and the lady has explained that they lined up the first 100 people. And I heard her tell someone that Rick would sign those first 100 books in 45 minutes. That dashed all hopes for any, intimate interactions with Rick Springfield, to have a real conversation. So I toned down my expectations and got in line with everybody. And actually there were a lot of nice people in line, so that was cool. I did notice that there were news people in the background. When I get close enough, I take the Canon from Jim and start taking as many pictures of Rick that I can because I want to get them. That meant that I never really got to look at Rick Springfield. I never saw him except through the camera's eyes.
He was dead on arrival.
Got up there. He signs my book. I gave him the swag bag. I just put it on the table next to him and said, here's a present for you. He looked horrified. He was like, I realized then that perhaps pointing out that his eyes go to the tiara was not a sane thing to do. What if Rick Springfield believes that I believe that this is a real picture? What if he thinks that I'm an insane stalker fan? I've explained it in my blog several times that I don't have time to be an insane stalker because I'm also a mom, so my stalking window is very limited every day. So I am pretty sure that my swag bag with Rick Springfield was pitched in the trash the minute I walked out the door. He pulls me around. I sit on the table next to him. He looks. He sees Jim. And he's like, dude! And he looks happy. He notices Jim more than he notices me. They have a little exchange. We sit down. He puts his arm around me, which I don't even register. The only thing I'm conscious of is this hand is on the table in between us, and I might have touched his butt. But I'm not even sure about that. He says, where are we looking? I point to the lens. We all do whatever. You'll notice that he doesn't even smile in the picture.
Illusion boy who taught you to...
Nothing. Horror eyes. He's sort of staring because he's not sure what I'm going to do. Am I going to whip out the tiara, rip his throat out with my teeth? What am I going to do? They scoot us out through the door where we meet more press, local press, Glancer magazine, where they took our picture. And another thing, these pictures, none of them are flattering of me. I look horrible. Jim and Rick, Jim's always photogenic. Rick obviously is photogenic. Me, I look like I got a ham head. Ham head. I have no neck anymore. No neck. It's gone. That was my encounter with Rick Springfield. I know you were expecting a whole lot more from me. Oh, and by the way, I was number 169 and was horrified that it was going to take forever. They had 600 women there that night. 600! I met people that had like 369. It was insane. There was a woman there who Rick had signed her breast at one point, and she ran off and got it tattooed on there. I'm not tattooing anybody's name anywhere on my body. Although when I was younger, the group Mama's Boys offered to sign my breasts one time, and I passed it up. Silly me. Who'd have known that I could have tattooed it on or something. People brought their kids so Rick could have pictures taken with their kids, so because he loves kids. It was very insane. So no, that was my encounter with Rick Springfield. I guess he seemed nice. He seemed scared of me. Genuinely, honestly frightened of me. I am the most lovable person ever, Rick. I would never hurt you. On purpose. So I'm sorry to disappoint you. The police were not called. SWAT teams were not necessary. Rick was not taken captive, hostage. Nothing happened. The closest I got was, I think my hand may have touched his butt. I'm not sure. And he had his arm around me. And my husband was there. My husband was there the whole time. So if anybody has a better idea of how I could possibly meet Rick Springfield, let me know. I'm open to suggestions.
Destroy.